everybody, I'm Jonathan Knight, and this is B-Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to talk about tonight, well, I got the latest release from SOVHorror.com, and that's the one, the only, the legendary 1999 shot-on-video classic, AmeriKILL. Fuck yeah. Now, if you don't, AmeriKILL is directed by Chris LaMartina. Sorry, slip. Chris LaMartina. Who, if you don't know who he is, he's an indie horror director who's directed a shitload of entertaining movies. Witch's Brew, President's Day, Call Girl the Cthulhu, WNUF Halloween Special, Grave Mistakes, Book of Lore, shitload of movies. I don't know why I slipped back there. I'm a huge fan of his. In fact, I consider Call Girl the Cthulhu one of my favorite movies of the last decade. I remember watching it and I just fucking loved it. It was so much fun. And what's cool about Chris's work is each film he does is better quality than the last one. You can see him improving with each and every movie. Like, I can see this dude doing some seriously big stuff in the future because he is that talented. He's a really great indie filmmaker. But it all started with AmeriKILL, a movie he shot when he was 14 years old. I actually did not know he made this movie because it's not on his IMDb page. I remember when I found his stuff, I went on IMDb and kind of like found everything. This movie's not on there. And I didn't know. I remember Warlock Home Video was releasing it back in 2009, 2010. And I didn't grab it at the time. And then earlier this year, Tony, I believe, uploaded the video interview that he did with Chris. And he talked about WNUF Halloween Special, but then he talked about his SOV origins with this movie. And I was like, oh my god, he did this movie? So I messaged Tony because he was releasing the Warlock stuff at the time, re-releasing it. I said, Tony, are you going to re-release this movie? And I think he said, I should maybe look that up. I think he said, we'll see, or I'm going to try, or something like that. And, well, here it is. So I was really excited to finally watch it. It was the only thing that probably Chris did that I haven't seen. So I was super stoked. Now, what is AmeriKILL about? Well, I'm going to read it back for you. It says, Keith, Ethan, and their group of filmmaking friends are on a summer vacation working on their latest shot-on-video opus, It Came From Uranus. When a masked jester starts killing off their peers, it is now up to the group of horror nerds to figure out who the demented jester face is and stop his bloody reign of terror before they become his next victims. Shot on video with real teens during an actual summer break, AmeriKILL is a nostalgia-filled trip back to the 90s when skaters ruled, punk was fast, and VHS was king. Damn fucking right. I went into this, just wanting to be entertained and all that. Unaware that this movie was made by a bunch of, real teenagers. So it wasn't going to be, something like professional as like shot and video wise. Is something like Blood Call or something, which was a professional production made with on shot on video. But it was this movie reminded me why I really like shot on video stuff, because it's made by a group of people who love each other and love the horror genre, and they go out and they make a fucking movie. And they don't care what little money they have, what little resources, they go out there and make something because they love fucking horror. And that's the reason I really like this movie, because it felt it was made by someone who is truly passionate. And it was so much fun. The acting, it's a group of kids, so the acting's not great, but most shot and video movies, the acting is either not good at all, or super bad, or it's acceptable. I would say there's a couple performances in this are acceptable. Chris plays a small role in the movie. Well, he's one of the main characters, but I'm not going to spoil anything. He's good. Most part of the acting is what it is. But what made the movie very entertaining was, one thing, the kills. There was plenty of kills. Most of them were very gory. There's actually one really cool double or decapitation scene where he takes two decapitated heads, the killer, and uses them as pom-poms. That scene was really entertaining. All the kills usually have some gore, homemade, but it's, I'm going to say for, their age, the decapitated heads look pretty decent. So they're pretty decent. I thought it was pretty gory, cool. I also really like the soundtrack. It's a punk ska music. I wasn't really into punk ska music in the '90s, but I've become really more a fan of it, mainly due to all Chris Seaver's movies, because I got really accustomed to hearing ska music, and I've actually learned to really love it. So it was really fun hearing that, and it really fits this movie because of the time period the movie was filmed and takes place in. Um, and it was had a lot of gory kills. It had the punk soundtrack. It had some really funny scenes. There was a nice video store scene. Now them are always good to watch, where two characters visit a video store and they rent some horror movies, and that just makes me nostalgic to see that, because I wish we could experience that still, but gosh, streaming instead. Streaming ain't nothing on a video store. I'm sorry. Nothing on getting up early in the morning to make sure you get that new release. I'm telling you that. um, but yeah, and it's also pretty short to the point. It's about 54 minutes, so it's not. It's basically these kids that go out and try to make a movie, and this guy's a jester just murders them one by one. It's really that simple to the point. There's not much to it except for a body count and just some fun characters. And at the end of the day, that's all Chris was trying to make. He just wanted to make a fun little, throwback to the slasher movies in the 1980s. A little bit of trauma thrown in, which I heard is on his commentary track, because he puts some toilet, humor in there from Trauma, because he's a huge Trauma fan, and Trauma is my favorite thing in the world probably. But yeah, it really had that homemade charm to it, which you can only really get for the most part in a shot on video movie, because it's just made by usually people who just love making horror movies. They don't care what money and everything. They just go out and fucking make it. While you got these people today, they're like, I gotta have an HD camera. I gotta go to film school. No, you don't. Go fucking make a movie. Go outside with your cell phone and make a fucking movie. Like, I've been using that excuse for the past few years, and I'm not making that excuse anymore, because it's bullshit. This right here is proof that anybody can make a movie and make it charming and a lot of fun. Now, as for the special features, first off is, let me show the back. Sorry for the glare. Kids are getting killed. There's some pictures from the movie. I'll read them off to you. I'm going to show the inside of the case too. First of all, there's an audio commentary by Chris LaMartina, and I've listened to all his commentary tracks on all his movies, and his stuff is always informative and entertaining. He goes into details about the production, like in particular about this movie, how this particular version right here, same one as what was released by Warlock, was a 10th anniversary edit. So he explains how he cleaned up some of the edits, took out some footage, did new credits, and all that. He talks about the people that were cast in the movie, and most importantly, he talks about how he attempted to film AmeriKILL 2. And I think he said they shot 30 to 40% of it, and like no one seemed to care, so just gave up on it. And he talks about the plot to that. Next to that is SOV, the True Independence episode. That's an interview that on Tony's website I was talking about. It's Chris talks about WNUF Halloween special for the most part, but he goes and talks about this so he can tell you about his shot on video origins. It's a really good interview. I highly recommend watching it. There's also an interview with actor Sean Quinn. He is one of the main actors in this movie. He is, it's a pretty good little interview, about 4 minutes long. He talks about how he was friends with Chris and, what they did with the movie and all that. Next to that, though, there is rare footage from AmeriKILL 2. This is where you can see the 23 minutes of footage they shot, or what he could find. I think there's a little text in the beginning, and it says this is what they could find. And it's 23 minutes worth of it. I don't think it's finished. I think their sound effects are missing. And he also, in the beginning, explains what the plot of AmeriKILL 2 was about. And basically, you just see the 23 minutes of footage. It begins right where the first one ended, which is what I really liked. And I would have liked to see him finish it. He says it's never going to happen, but it's cool that he included that footage. There's AmeriKILL trailers. There's the 10th anniversary trailer, and then there's the trailer that Tony put together. Both are great. Tony's trailer is a lot of fun. There's the SOV horror.com trailer vault, which is like on most of the releases, it's just a lot of the trailers of the releases Tony put out. There's some stuff on here that, you know, some of the newer stuff he's going to be putting out soon. Or not newer stuff, the newer releases that he's putting out. So I highly recommend checking the trailer vault out so you'll see some goodies that is going to be coming out soon. And there's also an insert card featuring alternate artwork. And that's right here. There's the disc art. I'll show you that. There's the alternate artwork. And it says, Suburbia has become a slaughterhouse. That's pretty cool. And this cover is really cool. I'm going to shout out whoever did this cover, if you please let me know. But it says, no, not recommended for person under 17 age, graphic violence. Really cool cover art. But yeah, do I recommend AmeriKILL? If you are a shot on video fan, absolutely. If you're a Chris LaMartina fan and you have not seen this, definitely check it out, so you can see his origins. You know, if it's filmmaking, the very first one. I'm really glad I finally got to watch this. I wish they would add it to IMDb. Somebody, I don't know how to add to IMDb. I need to. But it is on Letterboxd though, so that's cool. But yeah, I really do recommend AmeriKILL. It's a charming, gory, fun little 54-minute ride. And, you know, as for where you can buy this movie, well, you can buy this at SOVHorror.com, where you can buy all the other SOVHorror.com releases. I will have a direct link to the store below. Also, if you see this t-shirt right here, isn't that shit banging? Do you want to be cool like me and want one? I'll have a direct link to the merchandise store below where you can buy that, coffee cups, posters, pillows, and more. As for that, I will be reviewing another SOVHorror.com Chris LaMartina movie probably next week. I'm not going to say what that is, but if you go on SOVHorror.com, you can see what it is. But that one will be an anthology film, and I'm a huge fan of anthology films because I just love, you know, having multiple stories in a movie. You get a bunch of little stuff. But I'll be reviewing that one next week. If you like my channel, give me a thumbs up, hit the little bell. Let me know down below. What is your favorite shot and video slasher movie? Serial killer movie? Just let me know down below that. But I'm Jonathan Knight. It's been Being Madness. Thanks for watching.